Do you actually want to scale to 50,000 a month? Does it feel like you're an employee of your business, always stuck in the busy work, and you never create that lifestyle or free time to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor, the whole reason why you even started a business in the first place? Well, I want to tell you why real owners have systems. It's honestly probably the biggest mistake I see credit coaches make. They operate like a small side hustle, yet they aspire to scale to 50K a month. I hop on calls with people all the time, operating out of notebooks, paper calendars, Excel sheets, or Google Docs, and I ask them when they plan to build out the business, and they tell me that it's not a priority at the moment. We have too much work to do right now, not enough time to build out the automations, client systems, or team management. I can't hire a team yet because I have too much to do, and so most of their stress comes from not knowing where their clients are, clients not even knowing what's going on, and never actually solving the problem. And so if you're currently going through this right now, well, can I ask you a question? How do you really want to operate? How do you really want to be perceived? Do you want someone to come in, see you scrambling with your notebook and have the impression of, oh, that's cute, he's got a little thing going on, right? Or do you want to create such a smooth and amazing experience that people come in, they have trust in your process, and they know you can deliver results? So if you operate out of notebooks, it's honestly amateur hour. Right? If you operate out of scrambled links, Excel sheets, or Google Docs, that's also amateur hour. How would you expect the experience to be if you were working with Alex Ramosi, right? If you started working with him, he was your mentor, you're the mentee. Do you think he would pull out a notebook to collect your information? I just hopped on a call with someone recently that told me that he's got like a stack of notebooks, and that's how he keeps track of his clients. Right? Do you think Alex Ramosi would pull out his new notebook to keep you organized? Hell no, right? If he expects to scale, he would have processes in place to make it easy for you, processes in place to make it easy for them, so they actually have a smooth process, they can add team members to it, they can stay organized, right? And the longer we wait to put this together, the more operational debt we build. Operational debt being that similar to financial debt, in which you might be getting more and more debt just to pay back previous debt. It's kind of like a snowball effect. Well, the same thing happens for your operations. If you bring on a client, it's not very organized. Okay, that's fine. You have one client, right? So you speak to them again, so it's kind of a scramble, but it's okay. Then you start to bring on 2, 3, 4 more clients, and now you start to get more and more disorganized. It starts to become more and more stressful. And if you bring someone on the team, now you have to train them up too, right? Instead, if we have a solution in place, we don't start to build up this operational debt, right? And the great thing about building out a system is that once you set it up once, it's good to go. You can automatically onboard clients and get hours of your time back. You don't have to scramble for agreements. You don't have to send them all the different onboarding documents. You click a button and they're in your system, ready to go. You can create client portals and pipelines so they don't hit you up in the middle of the night asking for updates. That was a big thing for me when I was starting out my funding business, is that people were asking me, hey, so how are we doing with the inquiry removal? Or hey, what did the banker say after you submitted the application, right? So right now people are reaching out to you all hours of day because they don't have somewhere to log into to check for their updates. We can also create a smooth process that a team can plug into so you can start to step out of operations. The same thing that I mentioned before with the operational debts. If we don't have a system in place and you're operating out of notebooks, well, we can't really expect someone to, for one, move in with you and actually use the same notebooks, right? We're operating remotely. But also, if we don't have systems in place, we can't just easily onboard someone, because that also becomes a job of its own to train them up on this disorganization, and now they're also stressed out. And so if we have a system in place, now we can easily add team members. It's something that we can actually predictably use to scale to 30, 40, 50K a month, and even higher numbers. So all this, so you have more confidence, more predictability, and the ability to actually scale. I'm just trying to help you understand why this is so important. So focus on the activities that actually grow the business and not just struggling to stay organized. So if I was to start over, this is exactly how I would do it. So number one, I would think about what's the biggest need right now in my business. Am I disorganized and spending a lot of time in the marketing, right? Are there higher leveraged activities that I could be doing over there? So for example, if I'm having to follow up with leads all the time, well, can I maybe create automated reminders? Could I maybe add a setter so that she can actually reach out to leads for me, right? If it's with the onboarding process, well, could I actually create systems that automatically onboard clients for me? client pipeline. So is my biggest need the fact that I'm having to reach out to clients all the time, asking them for updates, or them hounding me all the time because I don't have any way to give them the updates without actually communicating? Or team management, so if I have team members coming on, are they struggling to get results without me, right? So I would first think about, okay, where is most of my time being stuck at the moment, and what's like the biggest fire to put out, basically. And once I understand that, now I'm gonna find a solution, right? So how can I get this solved as fast as possible? So can I buy a snapshot or a template, right? A lot of the marketing systems we can do on Go High Level, for example, or on ClickFunnels, right? So you can maybe buy one of these templates and then just start to use it right away. Maybe you can hire a virtual assistant. If there's someone that's got some of these systems online, like some of my YouTube videos, for example, maybe you hire someone to try to copy them for you so that now you can start to integrate some of these. There's also a lot of virtual assistants that have previous experience with funnels, with landing pages, with automation, so you might be able to bring them on to help you solve some of these problems. Maybe you could even hire a coach, right? Someone like us, in which we've already been doing this for years for credit and funding coaches, and so we actually just build it out for you and we coach you on how to actually use it, right? So basically I'll be flopping back and forth between 1 and 2 here, understanding, okay, what's the biggest need? Let's go solve it, right? Okay, great, now that we have that systemized, let's go back to the next one, right? And just keep systemizing it. My goal, and what's totally possible for your business, right? Something that I was able to achieve in my funding business before we transitioned over to helping funding coaches, that I had a truly lifestyle business, right? Most of my funding was fully delegated to a team, so I wasn't actually getting results from my clients. I could keep track of everything just by hopping on my phone and seeing the entire pipeline. Most of my content, that was like the last thing I had to do, basically, right? So everything else, I had clients coming in through the different marketing channels. I had booked calls automatically because clients were going through my different funnels and automations, booking calls. And then once they became a client, I had my entire team take care of them. So just one by one, I was able to build out the business to create a lifestyle business. I was making $50,000 a month. I didn't have to work that much, right? And so what ultimately we have to do is just change the mindset, right? Every new action becomes a process. When I'm literally creating something new inside of my business and I know I'll have to do this again, I create an entire SOP around it. So if I'm hiring someone new, such as, for example, we just hired a marketing manager recently, so she's gonna be doing a lot of the like newsletter or school posts for us. And so I created an entire SOP, so how to create a school post, how to manage the entire community, right? For newsletters, how do we use AI to draft the posts and send them out, right? So now that I have new actions coming in, I create an entire system around it, thinking about the fact that I can either automate or delegate a lot of this stuff, okay? Every single time a new client goes through, we put them through a systemized process so that there's no scrambling. It's very predictable. They will enjoy it a lot more. They'll be happier. It'll be smoother. They'll get better results, right? And every single task, if I can delegate, I do. Okay, so you're really just stepping into like a CEO mindset, which is really important. So the sooner that you do this, the sooner it's done. You get happier clients because they're actually going through your pipeline that's smooth. They get the onboarding documents, it's easy. They go into the portal, they can check updates, it's easy. They get better results because now they can actually follow a smooth process, right? And so all of this, because now you get more word of mouth, your brand starts to grow with good experiences and good results, right? And with an actual system in place, you can create a smooth, repeatable process so you can actually plug in a team as well, so you actually start to step out of client work. A lot of people don't know this, especially if you're at the 10 to 20K a month inside of your funding offer, but you can totally create something in which you never actually work with clients, right? My goal with clients inside CCA, inside my program, is that you can get amazing client results. So sign them up, they get ready through optimization, they get funding, and they get the desired outcome, and you never even spoke to them, okay? And you can only do that with the system in place. So some of my favorite systems that you can actually start to build out are gonna be marketing systems with Go High Level, okay? You can track your conversion, you can see exactly what's going on, you can monitor metrics, which is really important. If you're trying to actually scale, you have to understand your funnel and what's actually working and what's not. If we have a system in place, we can do that. Right now, if you're running marketing and you don't actually know what's working and what isn't, such as, is it an ads problem? Is it a book a call, nurture problem? Is it like a conversion problem? If you have a conversion problem because you have too many bad leads, well, is it because you're not asking the right questions on your calendar, or is it because you're not creating the right ads? You wouldn't know that without a right system in place, right? And with the Go High Level as well, I mentioned that what we're trying to do is leverage our activity, right? If you spend 1 hour a day, how can I maybe create 10 hours worth of actual work? It's the same reason why, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these guys are worth tens of billions of dollars, if not 100 billions of dollars. And that's because although they have the exact same amount of time, they just have the right team and systems in place to leverage what they do. So with the marketing, you can use Go High Level to send automated reminders, text message, email, voicemail drops, and all that. So when it comes to the client's onboarding management pipeline, I like to use Notion. Okay, so Notion here, we can create a client portal so they can actually log into it. I can add trainings as well so they can start to go through the process without me actually doing it for them, right? We like to use it for client tracking as well. So people come in, we can track what kind of program they're in, when do they actually start, when do they get ready for funding. So is there like a big problem gap right here? So tracking some KPIs in here as well. When do they finish? How much funding did they get? Some team buttons. We can create team SOPs inside of here. So I have like so many SOPs now. Like I said, every single time I create a new task or a new process, I actually create an entire streamlined, repeatable activity around that. So we have all these different SOPs. So all these things we give to Credit Coach Academy clients, obviously. But overall, I have a lot of videos on each of these on my YouTube. So you can go back and find those. When it comes to Go High Level, Notion, please feel free to check those out. But the important thing here is that systems are not a good to have. Without systems, you just have a cute little thing. With systems, you operate like a real business that can actually scale. So that's just the mindset that I want you to kind of step into, is that this is not a good to have. We can't push this down the road 6 months from now, because until we don't have the foundational piece in place, we can't possibly scale to 100K a month. It's just like trying to build a skyscraper on a very poor foundation. We just can't possibly imagine ourselves doing that. So if you know that if you were to grow a business to 100K a month and you would need the systems in place to do that, why not build it now so that you do at least have that foundational piece in place to then start to scale? So if you do want our help here with building out these different systems and making sure that you have a marketing engagement pipeline that feeds you more leads and more booked calls every single day on autopilot. If you want us to build out your entire back-end system so you can automatically onboard clients, create a smooth experience, and make sure that you have a repeatable process, well, we actually do that inside of Credit Coach Academy. You can learn more about that by clicking on the link down below. We do a full done-for-you build-out within 7 days for the entire marketing machine that I use, the same one that you're probably going through right now, in the exact same client management system that allows you to predictably get good results for your clients. So if you do want that, you can click on the link down below. But otherwise, I hope this video is very helpful with you, understanding how to think about being a CEO mindset and how you can now use systems to scale to 50K a month and beyond. So if you do get some value, please comment down below. I'd love to hear about it. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.